Hello, Beyond the Van. This is the fifth and final part of my series on the LDV pilot conversion. I've waited until I'm actually using the van this time before I create a video. So what you're seeing now is the van 1500 miles away from home at the bottom of Portugal in the lovely weather, actually in use. So come and have a look, see how I'm getting on. The van has been absolutely perfect all the way. Engine wise, can't fault it. I'm getting 43 to 46 to the gallon, depending on how carefully I drive. If I sit at a steady 50-55, I can get 46 miles to the gallon, which is pretty awesome. It's not actually a small van. It's a lot bigger than the Kangoo, it's a lot more spacious, and it's doing really well. So here's the guided tour. First of all, the swivel front seats. Best decision I made was to put these in because it makes the van hugely bigger. The living space suddenly becomes that sort of 20-25% bigger when you swivel the seat round. It's a nice comfy position. If you do have anybody come over to see you, it's a lot nicer to be able to sit and talk like this rather than having to be sitting side by side. So the seating arrangement, brilliant. Okay, so first of all, storage. I've got the overhead locker boxes. They are quite a decent size. They're actually holding all my clothes, quite a lot of food and some other bits and pieces, and they do look nice as well. Under the sofa is another fair amount of storage accessed from the front, just through the cupboard doors, and there is a really decent amount of storage under there. The same under the kitchen for plates, saucepans. The cool box fits nicely under the cooker as well, so the kitchen area works really nicely. At the back end we have the toilet. The toilet is a Portaloo system which I've not really used, to be honest, but it's there for emergency. There'd be nothing worse than being ill in a van or something and not having a loo. So the toilet system is there, and when it's not in use, it's a nice extra worktop and some bit of extra storage. To the back of the van, on the back door, we have the shower. This is a instant water heater powered by the gas, and I just put the shower head outside on a suction mount shower head holder, and there I have a nice hot shower. I can have up to sort of 15-20 minutes of a hot shower before the water runs out. It's a 20 litre water container and it lasts really well. The sink also has hot and cold plumbed to the tap, so washing it up is nice and easy. Not that I've needed to use it in Portugal, but I have of course the little wood burning stove. I did use it in England a fair few times and it is really good. Within maybe 4 or 5 minutes of it being lit, the van is nice and toasty. You can sit with the side door open and have hot air wafting through the van from the wood burner. It's really powerful, and it gets a lot of comments. A lot of people walk past and say, "Whoa, you've got a wood burner, that's amazing." Well, actually, yeah, it is pretty cool because it's free heat, and yeah, it's really effective. I'm keeping the sofa covered. The cushions that I've used are really decent caravan cushions. They're very comfy. The bed slides out so the back drops flat, giving a small double-sized bed, full length of just over 6 feet, and it's really comfy. But I'm keeping it completely covered because I don't want to spoil the upholstery, and also I'm trying to keep the hippie van look with the colour scheme as well. This van I've designed not to be like a showpiece or a plastic fantastic kind of setup. The idea of this van is it's basic. It's got everything that you need for travelling. You've got running water, you've got hot water, you've got a toilet, you've got a comfy bed, you've got good heating, you've got enough space, you've got storage. Really and truthfully, you don't need anything more than that. The cooking facilities are pretty decent. I've deliberately used a camping stove because I want to be able to take the cooker outside. When you're in a nice country, cooking outside, great fun. I've put an external gas point under the van, so I just take the cooker out, and use it outside, and that's why I've used a camping stove. A few extra bits of storage as well. I've got the cargo nets that are really useful. I've got my bar optic in the kitchen as well, of course, got to have one of those. A few hooks around here and there, and overall it's working really well. Let me show you the outside. So on the back of the van I've got the Fiamma Carry bike. It's the 200D and it's proving to be really good. The beauty of this one is you can open the back doors with everything still attached. So on the back I've got obviously the bike, I've got my camping chair, I've got the beach tent strapped on the back, and behind there I've actually got the 3-man inflatable kayak strapped to the back as well. Got my paddles, a few other bits and pieces all on the back, nice and out of the way. Really good. I'm really pleased with this setup. You can get a lot on here. Of course, alternatively I could carry 2 bikes if I had 2 bikes, but I find it pretty useful just to have all the bits and pieces. I've also got a 20-litre jerry can on the back as well in a proper mount, because the fuel tank isn't the biggest. I get about 300 miles to a tank. It's a really small tank, €40 and it's full, but I do get concerned that if I can't find a petrol station for whatever reason, I don't run out of fuel. So I've got about 15 litres in that 20-litre can, and that's a nice peace of mind. Let me show you the roof. Okay, so on the roof is a 150 watt solar panel, and obviously the chimney for the wood burner as well. The solar panel actually needs a clean now, just noticed that, but it's keeping the battery fully charged. The cool box is running all day long, and at the end of the day the battery is still fully charged, so that's working an absolute treat. Let me show you under the bonnet. This is the 1.9 Peugeot engine, really economical, really good. It does pull well up the hills, despite what the rumours say about LDVs not pulling up hills. 70 mile an hour, past the lorries, no problem at all. Still getting 40 odd to the gallon. Really pleased with it. Over here in the corner is the hydrogen fuel cell. That makes all the difference to the fuel economy. That is also powered off the solar, so it literally is a free fuel. So there we have the LDV Pilot Beyond the Van travel van, and absolutely delighted with it. It's really good. Possibly the cheapest way to travel around Europe in a van, could be. I have got one more thing to show you, and that is the curtains. The curtain material was very kindly donated to me by Kerry Colson Upholstery. Thank you, Kerry. Awesome. They are actually ex-army NATO green travel blankets, or blankets. Army blankets, whatever you want to call them. And my mum very kindly spent a week making the curtains for me. She's done a cracking job, and they work really well. They draw all the way around the cab, so your living space in the evening is still nice and big with the curtains closed, and they are pretty much full blackout curtains as well, which is great. And they're the same NATO green as the outside of the van. Perfect. So if you want to follow my blog, and you'll see exactly how I am getting on with the van, and if I do have any troubles or if I have anything I want to change on it, you'll see from the blog. But in the meantime, thanks for watching and take care. Bye for now. Woo!